All right, today we're going to change the anode rod and the little cam lock fastener on our hot water heater on our camper. I broke the little plastic one that comes stock with the camper. I broke that off and I had to rig this with a paper clip and a bunch of electrical tape to try to hold this door closed so it don't flap off going down the road. So we're going to change that, and then inside here, the anode rod, we're going to pull out the old anode rod and put a new one in. I'll show you how to do that. But what happened is the stock ones are just cheap plastic, and over time it just dry rots and it gets cut off. So I'm just going to cut this off. Actually, I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to flip the camera around because I can't zoom when I have my phone facing me. It doesn't let it zoom up. So I'm going to stop this and I'm going to reverse it, and I'm going to aim close at this for the rest of the video so you can watch and see what I'm doing. Alright, so you can see the tape that I have on here. It's just a paper clip. And I put so much tape on here, I don't even know if I can get this off. There you go. I'm getting it now. There you go. If you can see that. See how I had to bend that paper clip? Okay. And then behind here, just a spring. There's my paper clip. And behind here, it's just this little spring thing. Let me show you the new ones. This is the new ones I got. Got it off Amazon. Instead of plastic, they look like they're big stainless steel ones. So let's see if I can figure this one out. All right, so I did not have to fiddle with this thing. I'm gonna zoom up on it. If you just pull this spring down with both fingers, this slides down, and you can see it has two little hooks on it. So I didn't need to feed it through at all. You just squeeze it down and let that hook part slide down on the thinner part of that bar. You hook it down lower and then slide it back up to the end, and it comes right off. I guess that's good and bad in a way. In a way, it can come off easier, but it's easier to, you don't have to push it through the back of the door. It just hooks on. You can see it's a little bit thicker on the end here, and then the long part of the bend is skinnier, so it hooks around the skinny part, it slides back, and then it kind of stays in position there. So it's very easy, actually. A little bit leery about how it's going to stay on because it only hooks on by the very end of it, not the whole thing, but that's how you do it. It's a little easier than I thought. I'm going to put it through here, through the back. I'm pushing the spring in the back so that this sticks out, and then you can see they actually made it easier for me. It's got like a hook on there, so in the small part, oh geez, that was easier than I thought. All right, I thought I would have had to feed it through the spring, but I don't. And then you just pull it. So when you close this thing, it goes through here, and then you pull your door, that spring, and you turn it down like that, and that holds it on. And when you open it, you lift it, turn it, and it feeds through. All right, so that's done. Now the second thing is down here, and let me lower this tripod, and we'll look at this anode rod here. All right, so this is the anode rod inside of a water heater, and you've got to change these things. And what I do is on hand inside the camper, I keep a ratchet, and this socket is a 1 1/16, and that just goes on there. And through the magic of television, you loosen that, and you take this out. And what it does is that water that sits in there will eat away at this rod before eating away at your hot water heater. Even the hot water heaters in your house have these things, and you can see it kind of ate it away right here, and it's kind of pitting it. It's not too bad, but I don't like that. This has been all degraded. So I bought 2 new ones. They come in 2-pack singles. But when you take these out, it's always a good idea to clean out this threads in here. And I have a little wire brush, and you got to keep these threads clean because these threads in here will rust. And the bolt on the end of the anode rod, you can see the bolt is just regular steel, and that gets rusty. So this will rust onto this, even though this part is working. So you want to keep this clean inside here. And I just wire brush these threads, and I keep those threads clean, as clean as I can. And even spray them down with something to try to keep them a little bit easier. When you do your winter maintenance on your camper, this is what you would take out to hook your air line to blow all the air, to blow air into all your water lines, and then open up your drains and get all the water out. And this is just a blowout plug. So when you take that anode rod out, you replace it with this. This is a plastic one. I also have a metal one. And at the end of it, it's like on your tire of your car is just a air valve. So you would screw this in here and then hook your air compressor on here and blow all your lines out, which I've already done. I've already taken care of that. So there's no water left in this camper. But since we're here, I'm going to put a new one in, new anode rod in. And here's 2 new ones. So you take one of these out, compare it to the old one. So see how it looks compared to the old one? Same thing. And we're going to slide this one in here. And I'm not going to tighten that because it's winter time. I'm just going to leave that hand tight, because in the springtime I'm going to pour water and run water through this whole system to clean out all the old water before I fill the tanks. So we've got our threads cleaned out. We got our new rod put in for the next season. We've changed our little handle right here, a nice stainless steel, and I'm kind of happy about this. And we're ready to rock and roll for a whole nother season. So this is done. Well, I've been putting that off, and that's as hard as it was. I just changed the handle, put a new rod in, cleaned out my threads for the next year, and this camper is ready to go. I'm happy. Don't have to worry about that for the rest of the season. Or we're ready for the next season. And we shut it down usually around December. In December, I'll clean it all out and blow the lines, and we'll get it up and running back in the springtime. But that's it. Thanks for watching.